last time these two rivals got together, guys, there were hurt feelings and some dead fish handshakes in the aftermath, and this might be just the recipe to cook up some revenge, Jesse.
Well, they're going to be motivated, that's for sure. The losing team, they have been hearing about that blowout loss now for a very long time. They had this game circled, David, all offseason, hoping to get that table.
Oh, man, and you get all the quotes, all the people talking about all those blowhards on all the different networks, i.e. us, talking about how bad.
Gets loose in the middle. He's at the 30. Past the 10. And he got away from the defense and takes it in. Touchdown, Aggie.
And these offensive coordinators tell you they want to start fast and they want to establish the run game. That is exactly what you did. First drive, you hand the football off, making the big explosive run, setting the tone for this football game.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. The Bears offense taking the field. First chance we have to see them today. And what a performance, an aerial show from this guy in the last game, and he has to have a ton of confidence coming into this one, David.
Yeah, it was a great week. And watching that tape before this game, like you could tell, man, he was seeing it quick. The ball was coming out, just touchdowns at will. A really nice day. And I think, Jesse, you take that and you start to build on it for this offense and really continue to trust him to make plays through the air.
Yeah, it's a good point. I think he really earned his offensive coordinator's trust after that performance. So I'm anticipating the playbook to expand a little bit in this game. Maybe see some new schemes in the passing game just based on what this guy was able to do the last time he took the field.
They'll spot the ball at the 34 as he goes out of bounds right there.
Well, your opponent scored on their opening drive, so obviously no need to panic. But I know, having been in this situation as a quarterback, you want to answer right away. So really good to see him making some nice throws here on their opening drive. He's going to try and see if he can get this thing tied up.
And the Bears will punt this one away. First time we've seen their punt team this afternoon. Gets the first one of the day out of there. He ought to be fresh. They only used him twice in that victory last week. They'll get down and put a stop to the return at about the 28-yard line. The Texas A&M offense goes back to work. To throw, it's Alvarez. And the pressure gets there. And down he goes at the 18.
I love the defensive effort there. They didn't get him right away. They stayed after him. He was scrambling, going backwards. They get the sack on the first play of the drive.
Catch in the middle. It's McGarrigle. And he'll be brought down.
Nice job by the quarterback, pre-snap and post-snap. He knew the defense was going to be playing zone coverage, and there was no doubt in his mind where he was going with that football.
And they can't complete the bullet pass on third down. The Aggies send out the punt team to kick it away. Let's see if he can help the coverage team out with this one. Not able to pop the big return, but they've got the ball back and ready to go with a fresh possession. Here comes the Baylor offense back onto the field. They've taken a couple of punches to the jaw, and now they'll try to get this offense going down a couple of touchdowns. Breaks into the open. Really good job by everybody there. Well blocked, good run, and a first down.
And a great job by the offensive line. You're going to run the ball right at the middle. You better control the line of scrimmage. You can see the center, the guard, the tackles doing a good job getting on their guys just enough where this running back can get into space and make the big game.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Back to pass. Fires to the wideout. He put it out there for him, and the senior gave him a chance, but they couldn't make the connection.
Sometimes it takes quarterbacks a few plays to really get into the rhythm of the game and not force things. I think the quarterback that time was really trying to force the ball.
He lobs one high down the left side. And trying to put points on the board on third down. Now they're staring at fourth down. The Bears send out the punt unit. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. Wants to return it. And the punt team gets down there and gets the return man on the ground. Texas A&M has it back on the offense, ready to go to work. The inside handoff. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
Defense is about firing off, hitting the offensive defensive guys and staying in your gaps, everybody knowing where they're supposed to be. You could tell the defense, everyone was right where they're supposed to be, nowhere to run.
Gets it out quickly. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there, still a bit short of the first down. The Aggies are at the line looking to convert on 3rd and short. It's complete on the right side. They finally get him on the ground, but he's got an explosive play for the first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. They'll ride the running back and leave it with him. And a pickup of 8 opens a world of opportunities on 2nd and 2. And the Aggies with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. And he really needed to hold on to that one, but it was knocked loose, and 3rd down is coming.
Well, it's a nice job by the quarterback getting the ball out of his hands quickly on that RPO. He saw something he liked, just not on the same page with his receiver.
Quick release on the RPO. Now well within striking distance as that 3rd down play gets him a first at the 29. This Texas A&M offense is wasting no time. Scanning the field, it's Alvarez. Using the quick game. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down line. The Aggies with a 2nd and short to keep this drive moving. Wants to keep it in the air. The quick hit. Through the defense. Recovered by the defense, and he's off. He managed a few yards on that return, but the bigger play was the fact that they forced the turnover. We'll see what they can do on this drive that starts at the 16-yard line. Give to the back. Got the first down and more. And he's brought down after a nice gain. Now on first down from the 28. Use the play fake. Now to throw. Dumps it off in the flats. The discard, and he's running free. He works his way up to the 33 and is pushed out of bounds. And the Bears can really attack on this 2nd and short. Texas A&M has the lead at the end of the quarter, and we've reached the end of one. Before we move on, let's take a look at our stats so far. So 2nd down here as we're back at it after the break. Out of the gun, they'll run it inside. And that first defender was just waving at him after that sweet move. He picked up the first down. The Bears have it with a 1st and 10. Prime play action. Pocket breaking down. Oh, it's a fumble. Defense grabs the football, and there he goes. Floating down the right side. Touchdown, Aggies. And they turn it into a defensive score.
That defenses are always trying to force turnovers, to get the ball back to their offense, make those big plays. You know what the cherry on the sundae is? When you force the turnover, the pill hits the ground, you scoop it up, and you take it all the way back to the house. Huge play for this defense.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Baylor has it back, and here comes the Bear offense. They really need to find a way to punch back on this drive, already down 14. Under fire. Hit hard just as he released it on first down and just couldn't get it to the receiver.
Man, it's easy to play defense when you can do this. When you can get to the quarterback quick and make him make a decision quick, it makes it easier for the secondary, for the linebackers, for everybody on the field.
From the gun, leaves it on the inside with the back. Picks up a useful 5-yard chunk out to the 30-yard line. The 12th man putting a stamp on this game right now and bringing it on 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. Lofts one high and deep. Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his fingers. And the Bears will line up to punt it away. On his way back from the 20. They'll get down and put a stop to the return at about the 28-yard line. So here comes the Texas A&M offense back onto the field. That fumble in plus territory just ruined that last drive, David.
Yeah, and those are frustrating when you got the offense moving a little bit and you put that thing on the deck, Jesse. But move on, reload, forget about it.
At the end of the day, it's just fundamental football, right? They practice it all week. 5 points of pressure. Every ball carrier has to have it. They just got to do a better job moving forward.
From the 39-yard line, it's 1st and 10. Fires it beautifully in on the crosser. Now they're starting to feel it. They've got a 1st down at the 44. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Looking to throw, it's Alvarez. That ball came out a little late, and it was almost picked off.
Man, you know, you always look back in games at single plays that turn the tide. And with this defense now trailing by 2 possessions, if they could have just caught the ball and gotten that pick, that potentially changes everything in this game. That was a missed opportunity.
They want to run it left here. Got enough for the 1st, and he's still going. They finally wrestle down the senior, but not before he picks up some valuable ground. Now on the move at the 28-yard line on 1st down. Throws to the tight end. Slams it. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Aggie. No mid-season concentration laps here in Week 7 as they push out that lead. And with the extra point, they're up 21-0. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. That is what we call in the industry a defensive breakdown. That guy was loose for the big play.
Busted coverage, really bad execution. Somebody slips, somebody falls. Nothing about that defensively is something you're looking for, but the offense will take it and get the easy touchdown.
Still looking on the move. Got room at the 35. A really nice run and gain, and he gets down to avoid taking punishment. They couldn't draw up a better way to start a drive, and now they've got it 1st and 10 from the 41. Throws to the wideout. And it goes through his hands. Oh, he had an explosive play right there for the taking, but couldn't reel it in. Try to make up for some of that lost ground on 2nd down. The play action fake. Rushes on him. Pressure's there, and he gets rid of it. Didn't have much of a choice there, but to get rid of it.
Yeah, this offense might want to think about moving the launch point for this QB, because if you take hits like that from the pocket, it's really tough to complete passes.
Ball is at the 41 as this defense tries to force the punt on 3rd and long. Under heavy pressure, lets it fly. And that'll be incomplete. They certainly weren't afraid to take a shot there, and now it's 4th down. The Bears will bring the punt team onto the field. Hauls it in, looking for space. Pretty solid coverage there, and they'll stop him at the 26. So here comes the Texas A&M offense back onto the field. How about that last drive? Just carved him up in the air, David.
Yeah, and how about that quarterback? You gave him the ball, and he delivered the goods. Great job taking apart the...
There he goes. He goes out of bounds after the big play, but there is a penalty marker on the field. Let's see what that one's about. There are penalties you sort of forget about, and others that sort of stick with you for a while. You get a play like that wiped out, that one's going to linger. Back to pass, it's Alvarez. Quick completion on the out. Out across the 30 and out of bounds at the 33, and that's what you're looking for when you're backed up in your own territory. And the Aggies in a good spot here with 2nd and short. He might want another play. 2nd down, they'll go to the air. Looking to the big tight end. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. Major gaps in that defense, and he got loose, and they finally knock him down at the 41. This offense absolutely humming as they come to the line. Lets it fly deep downfield. Touchdown, Texas A&M. They went for the big play, and boy, did it ever pay off.
And this crowd was already jacked up. They were already excited. They were already making a difference in this football game, and the offense continues to pile on and give them something to cheer about. 27-0 here in the first half. This has been all home team.
Here comes the Baylor offense back onto the field. They just didn't quite find the rhythm on that last drive, Jesse. They had to punt it.
I think they got to be more physical, David. I think up front they got to do a better job getting blocks and establishing this running game.
And how easy does football become if you're the more physical team? If you can threaten the run and then run play action, it opens up the whole offense at your disposal.
Unleashes one. And it's incomplete, but the penalty flag has fallen in the holding zone. Let's see what the call is.
Holding. Offense.
They say you could call holding on every play. Well, they did on that one. Line getting set on second down. The give out of the gun. Out across the 20 to the 21-yard line, a 3-yard gain.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. A lot of times we don't focus on it enough, but how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offenses.
And he gets there. And they get him down at the 14-yard line. And the Bears line up to punt it away. 3 and out, and not much choice but to get rid of the ball. That's a perfect example of not settling for a fair catch. Pick up whatever yardage you can and help. Offense. So here comes the Texas A&M offense back onto the field. Plenty of time left in the half here as they take over, but they will want to be efficient here in the final 2 minutes. And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball.
Yeah, and you just wonder if the defense now has taken out some frustration. Obviously, they've been getting lit up all over the place, and that time they finally gave it back to the offense there. Really nice, big, clean hit. This defense needs a little bit more of that as the game goes on.
He almost picked up the first down on that one, but he'll be just a little bit short.
One of the things you love about this running back is not only can he run between the tackles, but he's also a weapon in this offense catching the football.
The Aggies come to the ball trying to pick up this 3rd and short. Oh, he's got some space. He'll be forced out of bounds after the nice gain on the run.
Offenses that are great on 3rd downs, what do they do most of the time? They keep it in manageable situations where they're not predictable, not just dropping back to pass. They do it here on 3rd and short. They convert. This offense has been so efficient on 3rd downs all throughout this season.
Texas A&M back to work with another first down. Dropping back, it's Alvarez. Fires deep toward the end zone. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch. They're dealing with a 2nd and long. Off the play fake. This time it's complete. They'll spot the ball at the 12 after that completion. The magic bean is spinning out of control. Already over 200 yards in the first half.
Yeah, they're being aggressive offensively, throwing.
And he's in for the touchdown, but hang on just a second. There is a flag on the field. So that penalty will wipe away some strong red zone execution and take the score off the board. And here comes play number 6 of the drive. He's looking to throw. And that incomplete pass caused by the big hit on first down. 2nd down coming.
I know one of the things this defense really prides themselves on is being physical, and early in this game, putting a big hit on a guy that's already had a couple catches in this game, that's a good omen for the defense.
He hauled that one in and got it down to the 15-yard line. Looking to move the chains. They throw it complete to the left. That's not quite going to be enough as they stop him 4 yards short of the marker. On 4th down, looking for the completion. The sweet feet keeping the play alive. And he'll race it to the house. Touchdown, Aggie!
And this is blowout city. This offense has been up and down the field. We've seen explosive plays. They score again here right before halftime. I don't know, guys. I mean, can we do running clock in the second half?
Kickoff unit has been busy as they have built a big lead and they're trying to hold on to it. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. So let's see how they play it in this final 30 seconds of the first half. He leaves it with the back. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Guys, rivalry games always bring out a ton of emotions, and they were on full display in that first half. And it's been an absolute clinic in fundamental defensive football so far. A total standoff with both teams refusing to give an inch. And I know this new era of football is about chucking it all over the yard and just outscoring the other team. But this game is a throwback, and to be honest, it's refreshing. That said, let's get back to the field and our guys in the booth to see who comes out on top of this rivalry contest.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Baylor has it back, and here comes the Bear offense. Nothing went right in that first half, and the first order of business here. Try not to be embarrassed any further.
But the comeback is possible. Remember 2006, Michigan State down 35 to Northwestern at halftime? They somehow came back and won the game. But it all starts on one play, and that has to happen here on this first drive for the offense.
Yeah, the first possession, because your possessions, you're only going to get so many possessions, and you got to score on every single one of them. Offense, defense, special teams have to play out of their mind, but they have to believe.
Let's see what call they have on 3rd and long from the 28. Off-play action. Unloads to the wideout. Got it in the middle. It's Dobbs. And he's to the 48-yard line. That'll be good enough for a first down. Last completion moved the sticks in. Let's see if they try it again. Off the play fake on first down to throw. Quick throw, but he's not going anywhere. The defense was all over it. The Bears with a long way to go after the loss on the last play. The give to the running back from the shotgun. Powers through the defender. Turning it on. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a first down. It's 3rd down, and they have to get it to the 42 to move the sticks. Draw play, quarterback keeps it. They'll make the stop about a yard short of the first down. And the Bears will try to pin them back with the punt. They're up to a half dozen kicks today. And that ball will sail into the end zone for a touchback. The Texas A&M offense is back on the field. This has been exactly the way you draw things up, David. The offense has really been moving the football.
And it's been great execution. They've done exactly what they wanted to do. Build the lead. Now Palmer's a different animal. Now you got to protect him.
You can tell they were paying attention in practice this week in the film room because they have gone out everybody right now on the same page.
They've got it out to the 34 after getting 5 be changing the route. He's looking deep. Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his fingers.
Well, the offense has had their way all game long up to this point. Finally, the defense is able to make a play. And I'll tell you, after that hit, that receiver, he's going to be thinking twice about running that route again.
That's caught. It's McGarrigle. And they pick up just a few on that completion. Here on third down. From the gun, wants to pass. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete. Texas A&M will have to boot it away. Second time today they've been forced to punt. Here's the fair catch, and he'll make it close to the 20-yard line. Here comes the Baylor offense back onto the field. That last drive won't go on the highlight reel after ending in a punt. They'd like to be more productive this time, David.
And I think this offense has to be a little bit more balanced. Find a little balance between the run, Jesse, and working in that pass.
And I think, too, David, it's just going to take a spark. It just takes one play to get this thing picked up and going.
Fires to the wideout. Grabbed over the middle. It's Dobbs. They'll get it to the 48. No need to measure. It's a first down. That's the way to start a drive. Now they'll snap it just shy of midfield. Here's the pressure. The Bears have put themselves in dire straits after that last play. It's second and a mile. Wants to go up top. Under fire. Oh, and he got drilled as he just got rid of the football. That incompletion leaves him staring at a third down. Looking to throw, and he needs a chunk play. Bought a little time, lets it go. Catch in the middle, it's Jeffrey. He is not going to get there. Stopped short of the line to gain, and it'll be fourth down. And the Bears will call on their punt team. They'll look to pin him deep. And the punt will hit at the 7, and they can't corral it. It goes into the end zone. It'll come out to the 20. They'll snap it from the 20 for the opening play of this drive. Going right to work up top. Got his man quickly. Oh, there might have been trouble if they had knocked him down so quickly. And the Aggies can play this second down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. Looking to fire. Nice defensive play to get a hand in there and knock it away. Here they come, trying to convert a third and short from the 28. Looking to throw for it. Throws for the tight end. Makes the grab. Works his way to the 41, and that is plenty to give him a first down. The Aggies come to the line with a new set of downs. To the air on first down. Caught in the backfield, it's high. Stopped after a good pickup, and he'll be just a tad short of the first down. And talk about spreading the ball around. Everyone getting a chance to show off the hands based on the number of targets we've seen. So will the beatdown continue, or is this a comeback for the ages in store? We'll see as we start the fourth. So the final period starts with a second down play. The RPO, it's complete. Breaks into the open. That's right. And he ran away from the defense to take it in. Touchdown, Aggies. They add on another one, and they're about to push their record to 5-1. Now they've got a little breathing room. They are in firm control of this game, guys, but you never want to let up in a rivalry game.
Because it
is where my leadership and my experience comes into play. When you got guys that have been through these fires, been through these rivalry games, you know the swings happen quick. Now you got to swing it back your way.
And he's brought down, but a flag is also down.
Illegal block in the back. Offense.
The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. He'll set up to throw. Pressure coming. And the defense makes a play, sacking him back at the 10. The Bears now with a long way to go to pick up the first down. They'll go to work in the air on second down. Grabbed in the middle. It's Ruiz. And the big fella couldn't elude the quarterback who makes a sure tackle. You make up the game plan and not a lot on the play sheet for this. Third and long from inside their own 20. He's looking downfield to throw. Couldn't quite haul it in. They almost had their first pick here late in the game. And the Bears will punt it away on fourth down. 3 and out, they got stuck in reverse. They hope the punt can bail them out. And the punt team able to smack him to the ground. So the Texas A&M offense returns to the field. They reeled off a long touchdown drive the last time they had it. Much better field position this time around.
Tell you what, that was a lightning-fast decision. You could tell he knew what he wanted to do right away, makes the decision, but maybe his footwork wasn't a little bit good, and the pass wasn't where he wanted to put that thing. I know that.
And a good, solid pickup there before the defense knocks him down.
And here's the mindset if you're on offense. Fourth quarter, you've got a huge lead. Obviously, you're going to run the football, but just be aware of the clock. You don't want to snap it too quickly. You're probably just doing safe runs inside the tackles like you saw right there. You just got to execute. You got to be aware, but you've got this game in hand so long as you don't turn it over.
And he's able to find a little bit of running room before they get him down. And the Aggies with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. Touch pass on the jet sweep. They make the stop, and he'll have enough yardage for a first down.
And just went with something very easy, very reliable. Flip it forward. Let your receiver do the rest. I only got to get a few yards. Nice job. Nice execution. First down.
Quickly complete.
And that is exactly where the football was supposed to go. Offensive coordinators call drag routes, anticipating man coverage. Even though the ball's only traveling 2, 3, 4 yards down the field, if the receiver is able to get a rub and create some separation and the quarterback hits him in stride, that little completion, that can turn into a 20, 30-yard game.
The Aggies really need to keep this drive alive on third down. A quick completion to the left, looking for the first down. Moving deeper into enemy territory. Move the chains. It's first down at the 27. Reads it, fires complete. Now the connection takes it to the 11.
You know, the defense doesn't have an answer for this slot guy right now. They may want to think about bracketing him, having a defender play to the outside and to the inside. Probably some sort of zone coverage where you're trying to...
And we have breaking news. They score yet another touchdown.
And it hasn't mattered what they've called guys offensively all game long or who's been on the field, what personnel groupings there have been. They're simply executing at a higher level than this defense, and they're keeping their foot on the pedal here in the fourth quarter.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Baylor has it back, and here comes the Bear offense. They didn't get much done the last time they had it. Had to punt it away from deep in their own territory, hoping this drive will be more productive. Finds that crease, and he's got 4 out to the 29.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive. Stick your foot in the ground. Pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
And he never had a chance. Just stopped cold as soon as he got it. Clock stops, and we've reached the 2-minute timeout. This offense looking for anything to cut into this big lead. If they're going to keep this drive going, they'll have to make a play on third and long from the 26. From the gun, wants to pass. And the pressure gets there. And down he goes at the 18. The Bears will send out the punt unit. Doesn't say much for your drive when you're looking forward to the punt. Slips through the line. He's brought down, but a really solid effort to pick up every bit of yardage he could on the punt return. They'll start this drive at their own 48. They'll keep it on the ground. They want this clock to move.
And I'm a fan of this, man. Run the football, eat the clock. We got the lead. This offense has put together a nice day, man. Like, just balance, rhythm, timing, play calling, everything has worked. That's why they've built this lead. Great day today.
He'll ride his man on the option. Now the pitch. And a nice solid pickup there before the defense wrestles him to the ground. Texas A&M going up tempo. Making side adjustments here. He wants to throw it. He'll loft one deep down the left side. And it's picked up at the goal line. That's one way to make a stop. Picked up a few extra on that return, but what a play by this defense to get the football. Looking downfield on first down. He wants a big play here late. And that one's incomplete. Worth taking a shot there, but couldn't hook up.
Well, I always say this, when you're backed up on offense, those are some of the best opportunities to take deep shots. In all likelihood, the defense is expecting run. You're going to try and buy yourself a little bit of real estate, so they're playing press man coverage, and that's when you want to take advantage of that coverage. But the defense doing a really good job on the back end that time, being in position, forcing them.
Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face third down. From the gun, wants to pass. Bringing the heat. Gonna try to get it himself. Great job by this savvy senior to know when he just needs to move the sticks with his feet. No matter how much college football changes, realignment, all of that kind of stuff, rivalries are consistent, and winning rivalry games, well, that's just the best.
Because they hate each other so much. So you take the field against your rival. You're able to put forth a performance like that. That is worth its weight in gold, David. Unbelievable effort here by the winning team. Bragging rights now.
Bragging.
Golf is like such a dirty thing that no one wants to talk about.